in the controller for some reason. Let's try it again. So the relationship is fine. Okay. Let's try to create the controller again. Okay. So add controller. So of course you have full control over the generated code when it comes to controllers and views. So you can change it to whatever you want. You are not like required to keep it as is. It's just a starting point. Okay. Oh yeah, now it's makes more sense. So it just helps you to know if there's something that's not totally correct. Like I didn't have it auto incremented and it wasn't asking me to enter the program for some reason. So now, for example, in art, like let's create a history course in art. Okay. And you can have any courses you want. Let's go to the course students. Okay. So here, this is the registration. Okay. So create a new. So it will ask you, okay, what is the course ID? Okay. So the course it's OB and student ID Mike. And you can, of course, you can leave the final grade. Did we make it nullable? Yeah, so final grade should be nullable because when you register a student for a course, you don't have the final grade read. Grade is maybe months ahead to be retrieved. So you need to make sure it's not mandatory. Or maybe if you know it, if like, let's say that this one, his final grade was 50, while like Chris is also in the same course, okay, and we don't have the final grade yet. Okay, so this is the meaning of the third table. So now the relationship between student and uh, and course, okay, is represented in this table. So how do you like how do you read it? So you will say, okay, the student Mike registered in the course OB, and this was his final grade, and maybe he registered in this date, so you can add the date. Okay. The student Chris registered in the course OB again, and we don't have his final grade yet. Okay, so that's how you are able to make the relationship between the the students and the courses. And of course, again, when you create the relationships, start from the one part. Okay, so where is the IDs? not where the lists are. Okay. Otherwise, it won't make sense to create a relation. Okay, because you need to say where is the foreign key and where is the primary key. Okay, so see, for example, this name, those are not totally correct. Like this should be course name. This should be something like student name. How can I change those? How can I, where can I fix them? Can you fix them?
In the view.
Yeah. In the view of course students. So in the index, so here, because the thing is the course name property called name, and the student name property also is called name. That's what we have in the database, right? So both are called name. So here we can maybe make it just static. Okay. So if I tried something like, instead of display HTML4, just have something like see how it will look like. Okay. So this is HTML and CSS. So like you have full control over the front end, how it will look like, how do you want it. Okay. We are not really concerned about the appearance now. Okay. But we just want to understand what's going on and how things are being shown to us. Okay. Okay. So if we went back to courses, okay, so those are the courses. So I can go and see the details of the course. Okay. Now, can you show me all the students who are in this course in the details page? So the details page of a course shows you the information of this course. By the way, this is also incorrect. So let's go fix it. So the details, this is the course, this is the details page. So it's just keep showing name. Okay. Let's, instead of the word name, let's have something like program name. Okay. So this is the details page of a course, OBIT. Can I see this list of students who are in this course here? Let's work on that. Okay, anyone is done? Okay. Any results? Anyone is having issues?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Okay, can you share your solutions, your solution, Han? Okay, so this is inside details page for courses. Okay, so you have a title, students enrolled. For each student in model dot course students, okay, write the student name. Where did you get this course students?
This one?
Yeah. So how do you have access to it? So let's go to class course. Can you go to class course? Not course controller, class course down there. Yeah. Mhm. So do you remember the class course that was generated for us? Okay. We said it has a one-to-many relationship to that third class. Okay. So we can access the list of all registered students right away from the course. Okay. So let's go back to the view, to the details view. So in this one, you have the object of the student. So you can say right away student dot the object of the student in that third table dot name. Once you go through all the generated classes, like go through all the generated classes, try to understand the hierarchy and what's going on, then you will be able to move very easily. They are called navigation properties because they will make you easily navigate from, okay, from the course to all registered students to the student object, and now you can get the name. Okay, that's exactly what Hans did. Okay, he was in the course, then he made a for each of our course students, the third table. Okay, now this third table, do you remember when we said it has an object of the student who is registered in the course? Okay, so this third table dot student dot name, because you have access to the whole object of the student since it's a navigation property. Okay, did you try? Do you have any students and results? Okay, so and it's just that easy. Okay, let's try to do it together. Thank you very much, Hans. Okay, I didn't expect it to take this long from you guys. Okay, but it's the first time, so that's fine. Okay, so let's go to the place where we want to change. So we said we want to go to the details. Okay, that's nice. And I want to add the enrolled students just after I see the details of the course. Okay, so here I see the program name. So let's add another. Maybe we can. Okay, let's add another DT. And then DD. Okay, here, okay, like I have a course. Okay, what should I do? Okay, for each what var, let's call it course student. Okay, that third class in what I am sending a single course to this page. So I want to access all the registered students. That means all the students in the third table. Okay, what do you want to do here? Let's make a UL. So here I want to show the student or the course student dot. Okay, do you remember that third table? It has an object of student. Okay, you can access it easily. And then the object of student has a name of the student. And that's how you navigate. That's why they are called navigation property. From from the course, navigate to the third table, navigate to the student. Let's see if it's going to work. Yeah, probably we need to restart. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay, so without a restart, that's fine. And those are the enrolled students.
I'm getting an error, Mohammed.
Okay, let's
It's
see.
Error 400 bad request.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Are you calling the page without an ID?
I don't have an ID, right? Sorry.
Yeah, so bad request mainly means you are calling the details of a course without specifying what is the ID of the course you want the details for.
Okay, it works. Thanks.
Okay.
I didn't know I could use the virtual student as is.
No.
I thought I had to go through the student and connect them somehow and find the ID.
No. Yeah, well,
It's
you can do
horrible.
that. You can do that because you have the idea of the student, but you can also use the navigation property.
Yeah.
Okay. So
because
in
it said
each
virtual,
class,
I thought,
yeah. No, virtual, that's a different story. That's something we'll talk about later. Okay. But it's still the student. Okay. Virtual or not virtual, that's something else related to OOB. Okay. Anyone still having trouble? Like if you can't see this, that means you made all the tables correct in SQL Server, the relations are correct, everything in the code is working fine. Okay, because you wouldn't be able to see this result if not everything is like made properly. Okay, so if there's no question, let's go for a 15 minutes break. Okay, after that, we'll continue with more examples. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so let's continue with our many-to-many relationships. So we made a relationship between course and program, right? Do you remember that? We said there is a one-to-many relationship between course and program. Okay, a course can exist in one program. Now they are telling us, oh, we've changed. Now we have some courses that are in multiple programs. For example, let's say math math 101. Okay, so this is a course. It's in the IT department. Okay, and it's in the science department. So it's a change of requirements, and they are asking us to change our design to reflect this new requirement. Now, the relationship between course and program is no longer one to many, it's many to many. How would you change your system, your tables, then your ADMX and your generated controllers and stuff? How would you change those things to reflect this new requirement? Okay, so let's start making this change. Let's start converting the relationship between, let's write it here. So create a many to many relation between course and program. Okay. Okay, so you no longer have what course you have. Okay, so this may require you to recreate the table or delete the data. That's fine. Okay, just it's a task. It's an operation. It's not very sweet. It's a little bit ugly because you are changing your original design. Okay, but let's see if we can do it.
And when I update in the diagram, should I be like deleting the course part and program part and like reloading again?
Yeah, well, it's in many times in many situations it's required. Yeah, so it's fine. Like this ADMX is nothing but generated stuff. So you can delete everything if you want and regenerate again.
Okay.
Like you won't lose anything because here and the code behind it, you are not supposed to change it manually. Okay, it's all generated, so it can be regenerated again. Okay.
Mm,
So if you want to, you are asking about here, right? Or SQL Server?
yeah, in
Yeah.
that diagram.
So
I
here,
thought
even
it
if,
would.
yeah,
Sorry, I thought it would affect everything else. Like since when we connected the department and program, I deleted the department part or like regenerate the department part, but not the program part. It had the department ID, but when I set it into like the department ID cannot be a nullable thing, it didn't change anything in the program controllers or in the views.
yeah. Well, the nullable won't change anything, but like mostly it should change it here in the course here. Like here, the name, for example, will be nullable, so you won't see it. Okay. And of course, the views and controllers, we said those are not being updated automatically, so nothing will be updated in the controllers and the views. So if you
Oh,
need any change in here, you need to delete them and generate them again. The only change will
okay.
be is in the class. For sure, there will be a change here in those classes. Okay,
Okay.
like you remember the student. So the birthday is nullable.
Mhm,
If you
mhm.
made it mandatory, it will no longer be nullable. It will be just birth date. Okay,
Mm.
but don't be afraid of removing tables from here and generating them again.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Let's start doing that. Once you're done, please let me know. Okay. So no one is done yet. So it's not very easy to change relations like this, I know. But the idea is to not keep repeating the same thing. So now if I told you to create a new table, okay, you know, you will follow the same steps. So we don't want to be just, you know, followers of a certain way that we repeat all the time. We need to be able to play around the stuff, fix things, change them. Okay. This way we will make sure that we really understand what's going on. Otherwise, we would be just like memorizing away and keep repeating it. Okay, so let's try to do it together, or at least let's start doing it together. So we said that we already have a relationship between program and course. Okay, so first thing, we need to get rid of that one-to-many old relationship. Okay, so let's go to course. Okay, let's see the relationships. So first, there's a relationship between course and program. Let's get rid of that. Deleted this one. Okay, and here, this course, does this course or does a course now belongs to a program, a single program? No, now a course can be in many programs. So I no longer have something called program ID. Okay, otherwise the course will be in one program if you have an ID here. Okay, so I need to get rid of this program ID thing because now I have many too many. So I deleted the column. Okay, let's try saving things. Okay, so now I need to make that many to many relationship. Okay, I got rid of the old one. Now forget everything about Visual Studio. That can be fixed later. Okay, so first step in many to many relationship is to create what? That third table between the two original ones. Okay, let's create the third table. New table. Okay, so I have the ID. I have two IDs of the original table. So I have course ID. I have program ID. How can I get rid of this sound? Are you hearing this tin sound? Yeah, looks it won't go through, but it's so annoying. Okay. What else do we have? Like when we talk about a course. Okay. Okay, that's good. So a course and a program, what extra stuff? How about optional? For example, you know, some courses are mandatory for a program and some courses are optional for a program. How about this extra information? So we can have is optional. Okay, or they call them selectives, I guess. So this course for this program, is it optional or not, or mandatory? So we need a Boolean. Here you don't have something called Boolean, you have something called the bit. You know, bit is 0 or 1, which means true or false. Okay, that's what they call it. I don't know why they chose to call it this way, but they mean Booleans, okay? True or false, 0 or 1. But here, like you can either have 0, 1 or true or false. Is optional, I want it to be mandatory to like, is it optional or not? Okay, so that's the third table that will break the relation between courses and programs. And here, right away, now I need to create the relations, okay? Stay in the place where it's one, in the one part, from one to many, stay in the one part. First, let's make this primary key. Let's make it auto-incremented. Okay. First, let's save it as well. So course, program or program course. And let's create a relation. So here in the third table is where I want to create the relations. Okay, first one is between this table and the course table. The course table has the ID, the primary key, which match to what? To course ID in the third table. Okay, those two are matching. The primary one in the table course, the foreign one in the third table. Okay, let's add again. Now, it also has a relation to the program. The program, the main ID, the primary key called ID, it will match to the program ID in this table. Okay, and okay, now we have those two relations. Be careful not to hit add or you will get a new relation. Just close. And now we can save. Okay, so everything is being saved. Now you need to be careful, this will recreate and you will have data loss if you already have data. So this is not something you can easily do in like production after few years, just go change the relations. Okay, of course, usually they take backups of databases, but it's a very big issue to mess up with a database for any system. So you need to be careful what you're doing. Okay, we have full freedom now since it's just like a test database. Okay, so now it's time to sync those changes between SQL Server and Visual Studio. All what I have here is like the old thing. Okay, now it's okay to delete everything and bring them back because they are auto-generated anyways, or you can delete just the ones that were changed. So if you deleted course and program, you can bring them back and everything should come with the relations and everything. Okay, so you will see that you have a new table now. Which is called course program. Okay, so this is the program. It has department, it has list of students, it has a list of that third class. The course now has a list of course programs, the third class. Okay, and you will notice that, look, it's highlighting the IDs for you. When you click on course program and course, okay, it will highlight what is the foreign key. So it's telling you course ID is the foreign key for the ID in the course. Like they are the same thing. Okay. So everything looks fine. So after you scan everything, the relations, navigation properties, make sure that you don't have extra or missing properties. Okay. Let's rebuild now. Okay, now you will notice that you have lots of errors in the previous controllers. Do you remember those controllers? Like before, a course had a program before, right? So now it's complaining, hey, where's that program I had? So the only way to do it is either to go and change it manually everywhere if you don't want to lose the whole code. Since we don't have anything extra, I can easily delete the controllers. But be careful, like if you created any or if you wrote any code, just not to delete the whole class or you will lose everything. So please be careful for that. Okay, I move, and you can remove also the delete. Okay, now you can easily recreate the controllers for everything. So you can add a controller for courses. I guess we need to rebuild. Yeah, after you fix the errors, that's when you need to rebuild again. Okay, so rebuild is successful. So let's add a course controller, then program controller, then program course. So this one wasn't like ordinary, okay, because it required fixing a previous thing, deleting a previous relation, okay. So it's fine, don't feel terrible if you weren't able to do it. And let's create the third controller for program course, or course program, we called it. Okay, and now we converted the relation from one to many to many to many. Okay. Things about relations, they require a lot of training. You need to create so many databases, so many tables. Okay. One wrong click and you will mess up everything. Okay. One wrong relation and you will, like, nothing will work. Okay. If you have a single wrong relation, everything will be messed up. Your views, your controllers, your code, having compiler errors everywhere, because it won't make sense. Okay. Like if you have inside the program, you have a course ID and they are all also many to many. So, okay, now you will have lots of things that's it's just not working because the relationship wasn't correct in the first place. So you need a lot of training. You need to repeat the same thing over and over and try to go previously to the exam. Do you remember when we made cars example, cars dealership, when we made customer and order example for a simple e-commerce system a month ago? Try to create databases for all of those. Okay. The thing is that you know what to do, but you need to be extremely focused when you are making it. So when you are making tables, you need to focus so much, like one wrong click, you chose the wrong field. For example, the foreign key, you chose the wrong foreign key. Oh, now nothing will work. Okay, just because you scrolled one more time. Okay, so it needs lots of training, it needs lots of focus. Okay, and it's not hard once you get the idea. Once you know what do we mean by one to many, what do we mean by navigation properties, and why there's a list here and one object there. Okay, why we had to break the many to many in the first place. It's because you need to register extra information and there's no other way to do it. Okay, so once you understand the idea, now you can work in, it's not about SQL Server. Okay, SQL Server, sorry, this Microsoft product, this is just an example. Now, very soon, we will have a full day where I ask you to work with a similar thing, okay, for another language, for another database engine, okay? And last time, most of the students were able to do the whole task, okay? It's one day task, and they have never seen that program in their life, okay? Why? Because once you get the idea, now the program is just a tool, okay? We don't want to be just clickers. You can find so many examples and video courses everywhere, but all what they do, most of them, they just teach you how to work with this program. Okay, and that's not what we want. Okay, so please focus on understanding the idea behind what you're doing and why we are doing it like this. Okay, the meaning of relationships, the need of them, how they are reflected in Visual Studio, and the whole story. Okay, now after the break, we will talk about post versus get. Okay, we will talk about that. We will also have a lab where you will create a database, relations, everything. So please make sure to attend that lab. Okay, it's a very important exercise. And we will go from there. Okay, yeah. See you after the break.
Mohammed?
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry, before we go for lunch, would you mind posting what you have so far? I struggled to keep up.
Okay, but sharing
Yeah.
the database won't be very easy. So
I could probably figure that out based on what it is on your controllers.
yeah, but those are all or auto-generated. Like I didn't really write anything. So unless you have the database,
Okay.
yeah, like I can send them to you, but I did nothing. Like I just created them from here. So it really depends on what do you have in the EDMX and the classes here.
Okay.
Okay, so the main thing is to keep up with here. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's continue with that, and in the lab you will get a brand new example, and we will like I can go with you to see what you are missing in your database. We can do that after the break.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, yeah, just take some rest now.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
see you very soon.